Woo! This is gonna be easy pickings. Okay, so I log into Facebook, and I just happened to come across what one of my friends. I guess she's my friend. She's on my friends list, even though we had a little bit of a falling out yesterday or day before. Um, saw something on her. Actually, it's the most recent post as of right now, when I'm doing this on her Facebook, and it comes from fuckhate.com. FCKH8, oh so clever, .com. And she writes, quote, effing, oh, by the way, just came back from the gym, was planning on just taking a shower, getting a little bit of sleep before work in 2 hours, but whatever. I shall go the Red Bull route on that. So she writes, quote, effing love it. It amazes me how the expectations of women are so different than for men. Most of the time, guys can't even recognize it. I didn't realize she had such a feminist tainted stance. I guess it might have made me think differently of her, but whatever. And then, of course, the title of the video, which apparently went viral. I've never heard of it until now, but it went viral. Little girls drop F-bomb for feminism in bluntly comedic viral video educating adults on sexism. Quote-unquote swear jar princesses as young as 6 years old use the F word to draw adult attention to more offensive words like pay inequality and rape. Alright, let me just explain this to you people. I have not watched this entire video. I'm actually going to try. It's only 2 minutes 35 seconds long. I'm going to try to watch this video. I got up to the pay inequality thing before I realized, you know what, let me just make a video off this. Let me make some money off these bitches, because almost like a fucking pimp making money off his hoes, let me make some money off these single-digit age bitches, alright? Mid-single digits, too. Mid to late single-digit age bitches, alright? Let me just make some money off them while I'm sitting here dismantling their bullshit. I will say, though, that it's very sad that I'll get to the video in a second, but it's very sad seeing this from girls that are like 6'5", 6'6", 7', 8", 5", I guess, maybe as old as 9 years old. And it really brings back the other video that I uploaded some time back, maybe a couple weeks back, from Yuri Brezmenov or something, the Russian dude, Yuri Brezmenov. That's not his real name, but actually that might be his real name, and he changed to a more westernized name from Russian. And he talked about subversion. If you don't know it, you can't miss it. It's the only video that looks like it was shot in the fucking 80s. And it was shot in the 80s. That's the point. That's the fucking point of it. Everything he's talking about is happening right here, right now. And he warned about it from the, I believe, early 80s. Early 80s, like 1981, that shit was aired. I think it was aired on PBS. PBS would never play that shit now. So go watch that after you finish watching this and see just how everything he says is playing out. Now, let the dissecting begin. This is going to be awesome.
Pretty. What the fuck? I'm not some pretty fucking hopeless princess in distress. I'm pretty fucking powerful and ready for success. So
is that right? Powerful or what exactly? Are you lifting weights? What power do you have? Do you command any CEO position? Are you a leader of anything? What power do you have exactly? Ready for success at 9 years old? Really? You're ready to enter the workforce. You're ready to, considering the shit you're about to be talking about. Really? You're really about to. Really? You're pretty fucking powerful. Fucking powerful. Not just powerful, fucking powerful. And you are ready for success, huh? She even did this shit. Ready for success. You can go watch the video after this to see just how comical this shit is. Okay. Alright. You're not some helpless princess, but yet you're dressed just like Disney fucking princesses, okay? You're dressed exactly the way Disney tells you, but yet you're... Okay. Let's keep going.
What is more offensive? A little girl saying fuck or the fucking on equal and sexist way society treats girls and women?
You already know my stance on that. I mean, you all know the camp that, while I may not be subscribed to the camp that I am now currently setting up shop in, uh, you all just need to go to the heavy hitters in this section. Don't go to Barbarossa because he's too advanced for everybody. Start off with Girl White's What. She has already made herself be known that she's like the 101 class of this. Barbarossa, Man Woman Myth, they're all advanced classes. Don't come to me either, because I'm like a special class that you take. I'm not. But start off with Girl Writes What. I'll actually have her page linked. As far as sexist inequality, start off with her. Her earlier work, her earlier videos, not the later shit she's doing. I don't know what all that is, but her earlier work. Sexist inequality. Let's go.
Our future. Not grown-ups.
Okay, so it's your future, and the grown-ups, which I guess is pretty much like me, really anybody from 18 on, but roughly me forward. So here we have 4 girls whose collective age might be equal to mine, maybe a year or so less. And they are going to sit here and counsel me on sexism and sexist inequality of women, of which they are not. They're not women. They're not even adolescents. They have probably not finished elementary school, but yet they honestly believe that they are going to educate me or school me or any other adult on any kind of social problem. See, because when I was their age, I was fucking around with fucking Pokemon. I was fucking around with Pokemon Red and Blue, 1997, fucking Final Fantasy 7. Yeah, but apparently they're so advanced that they're now able at 5, 6 swear jar princesses as young as 6 years old, and she is going to Okay, well, let's see. Words more offensive than fuck. All right.
Some words more fucked up than the word fuck. Hey, inequality. Women are paid 22% less than men for the exact same fucking work. And women who graduate university with straight A's get paid as much as men who only got C's. So bad grades equal more base. Just because you're a boy? Hello and hell no. Pay up, motherfucker. I shouldn't need a penis to get paid.
Alright. Let's start on this. Okay, so I've already done this whole pay gap inequality thing. It's been done to death, honestly, but I'm just going to go through a few points. Number one, women do not get paid less than men for the exact same work. Numerous studies have shown that when the work is exactly lined, that everything is exactly lined up, the experience is lined up, the education is lined up, the job is lined up, everything is dead equal, women actually get paid a bit more. This is pronounced nowhere more than in the computer field, of which yours truly happens to know something about. Women do not get paid less. That is like 1 in a trillion times when it actually does line up. Usually there is something that gives men some sort of edge, and it is not something that men monopolize or men cheat women out of. There are many things, but some of them, but chief amongst which are the following. Men come on, this is on average, it's not all men, on average, men come into work earlier. Men leave work later. Men take less time off. Men are willing to do more dangerous jobs. Um, Men are willing to travel, relocate. Uh, I mean, I could go on ad infinitum, but you know that's usually roughly what it is, um, and that is why men get they're just in general willing to take more risks, and that is why men get paid more. Now, how interesting it is that in areas where women get paid more for, we'll say equal work, but actually less work, there is not a single cry from feminists or anybody else. This is pronounced nowhere more than in the porn industry. You go up to any professional porn star, and they will tell you, man or woman, that women get paid more, simple as and of. There is no debate, no discussion. Any professional porn star will tell you that. Women get paid infinitely more than men, and all they have to do is just get on their back, spread it, and take some dick. That's it. Does anybody have any idea how hard it is for male porn stars? First of all, you want to talk about women with fake tits? Um, a lot of those dudes with the impressive dicks are fake, just as fake as the girls' tits. Okay, that's the first thing. Next thing, a lot of guys, especially the older you get, um, they come once and then they need some recharge time. From what I've come to understand from a few interviews that I come across with porn stars, male porn stars, you have to, and actually some female porn stars too, you have to be able to come, get hard on demand, come on demand, and if you happen to fuck up the scene, you might get up to 5 minutes break. You might get some fluffers or whoever, but you gotta be hard and come again on demand. As far as I know, it's up to like 3 times or so. Show me one average guy that can come on demand. Huh? It is infinitely harder for men. Infinitely hard for men in the porn industry. I know people might think it's no. I don't know shit about the porn. I've never been in the porn industry, and even I know it's infinitely harder. I know it's hard for men. So, but they get paid infinitely less. The only saving grace for men in the porn industry is that on average they have a longer career than the women. That's it. And even then, you'd have to be like the world's best porn star to you're not going to equal what Jenna Jameson, the current highest paid porn star, as far as the highest paid female porn star that ever lived. You're not going to make as much as her, but you might make second or third tier to her if you're the world's best male porn star because you have the longer career. So that is one industry where women make infinitely more than men. They do less work. Trust me, they're getting paid to do what most women do for free. And they get paid more than men. And I see no feminists or women that support feminists or have a feminist taint or slant. I don't hear them protesting. I don't hear them campaigning. No hating. I don't see them burning bras and panties. I don't see them doing anything. Now let's just get to the straight point of this whole pay thing. That makes no sense from a financial standpoint. Anybody who knows what a business is, a for-profit business, a business that is for making money, in addition to whatever else, knows that to say that women get paid less makes absolutely no sense. Why? Because there are not 100% women in the workforce. Interesting enough, there are more women in the workforce. More women in the workforce, more women getting up into management positions and such like that. But yet this supposed pay gap is still here, despite the fact that there are women managers. And they're quite honestly rising. Another one for why men get paid more than women. Men negotiate from the start their pay. On average, they do that more than women do. Hey, if you're willing to work for $5 an hour, and I was honestly gonna pay you $20 an hour, shit. If you want to work for $5, fine. On the other hand, this guy over here, he somehow manages to jujitsu $30 an hour out of me instead of the 20 that I was going to pay, but you're willing to pay to take 5. He strong-armed me, you did not. Okay, but yeah, so if in fact women did get paid less than men for the exact same work, the workplace should be 100% women, because it would make more financial sense, more profitable sense, more economic sense to hire women and say, fuck men. Wait, but you just finished saying that more women are going to the workplace. Yes, which means that women get to control the pay of other women, but yet women are the ones in the positions, and especially the HR and all that shit. Okay? And yet women still have an inequality to men. And yet women are the ones who are increasingly getting controls of the reins, and yet the inequality supposedly is getting bigger. Sounds to me like the problem is in-house, if anything. How the hell are you going to blame, oh, because penis, oh, patriarchy? How are you going to do that? I don't know. Yeah, so that doesn't make any sense. There should be 100% women, and there are not. Also, ladies, we don't need any women's studies majors. We don't need any of the shit. We don't need the vast majority of shit that women do for jobs. And this is going to hit home to a lot of women, especially, you know, some women that might be on my friends list on Facebook. They can unfriend me if they want. I've been here before they came. I'll be here long after they're gone. How many women do you see? Actually, I made a video about this. When I was in computer programming class, it was being taught by a woman that was probably like 100 years old, and yet half the seats were empty and the other half of the seats were filled 100% men. It was 100% sausage fest, and yet the person teaching us was some woman that was born in the 12th century. That was probably born like when Moses or Adam and Eve was alive. What excuse do you have? When I signed up for computer programming, I actually started off computer engineering as my major. I did not get any push. I did not get any drive. Nobody helped me. No, nothing. I did it on my own. Why can't women do that as well? Men pick the harder, more dangerous jobs, the jobs that pay more. Men pick those. At the job that I'm at right now, I get paid the same amount as the women that start, but yet I work the night shift, and women are not allowed to work the night shift for whatever odd reason. Or actually, it's not even that they don't, that they're not allowed to, but they don't. They choose not to. Why? Oh, night shift is generally more. Actually, in a lot of jobs, women are not allowed to. It's more dangerous. Well, if it's more dangerous, I am not bulletproof. I am not ass-kicking proof. I might look like it, yes. Of course, but I'm not. So I should get paid more since I am incurring more risk. That is what a lot of women, most if not all women, don't seem to understand. It's sad that they have girls that probably have never even seen a penis before in real life. Or maybe they have. They're gonna sit here and make these kind of. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I could say a hell of a lot more, but yeah.
And violent, fucked up facts. 1 out of every 5 women.
One other thing. Last thing. Women that get straight A's get men. Please show me this. Please show me the independent, unbiased, 3 sources. Three sources to back that up, of whose credentials can be checked. Okay, meaning not Ms. Magazine, not Feministing, not Oprah, Tyra, Dr. Phil, or any other bullshit that panders to women. Okay, independent research that please, anybody, please show that to me. I'd love to see that. Okay, they're on rape and violence right now.
Be sexually assaulted or raped by a man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which one of us will it be? So how many more women have to get knocked down before society stands up and stops it? Here's a hot tip. Stop telling girls how to correct and start teaching boys not to fucking rape. We're glad a women's right to vote is here, but equality's next step is walking to the car without fear. Be pretty.
Okay. I realize that it's going to be very hard for me to talk about this one, considering I did not put up that rape analysis video that goes in depth from A to Z, from 1 to infinity, about this whole issue of rape. And as someone that has been raped myself by a woman when I was 14, to hear this by girls that even if any guy probably wanted to rape them, he probably couldn't even fit it in there. It's very sad. You can go look this up if you want. The first thing is that more men are raped in prison alone. Forget outside of prison. In prison alone, more men are raped than women outside in the entire, at least Western world, if not the entire planet. And the statistics that they point to, first of all, A is just wrong. Mathematically, it makes no sense. If you were to actually look at that and take it for strictly mathematical fact, every single woman on the planet, we're not even going to talk about rape age, and I talked about that in my rape analysis video, rape age being from like, what, 14, 16 till, let's say, mid-30s, okay? Really late 20s, but mid-30s. A woman that's 89, that's 60, 70, 80, 90 years old is not getting raped anywhere near as much as a girl that's 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay? Who do you think is going to get raped more? A 20-year-old girl or a 100-year-old girl? 20-year-old woman, 100-year-old woman. You know? As I said in that video, which I have yet to put up and I've been saying it for like 2 years, it's very hard for me, especially considering the one thing that I talked about where I go in depth about my encounter with it, encounter with being raped. If rape really was about power, then again, elderly women would be getting raped far more than women that are in their mid to late teens, early 20s that are infinitely more powerful than a 90-year-old woman. It's not about power, it's not about strength. Teach men not to. Okay. Well, first thing, the clothes. God, man, I really just need to stop procrastinating and put up this video. But as I said in that video, it is about the clothes. The clothes has something to do with that. And I'm not going to get too much into it here because I got into it in that video. I will post that video up at some point when I'm comfortable letting the world know about my experience with being raped at 14, or I am more comfortable where I am ready to receive the negative backlash because I've managed to deal with that mentally on my own. And to go and reopen up old wounds that have already dead and gone, healed, is going to be a bit much. Simply put about the clothes, if clothes didn't have anything to do with it, why is it that so many clothes, so many of women's clothes are being, all of women's clothes are being advertised as sexy or sexual this or sex that or sexy this, sexy that? Look at the keyword in there, sex. If that's too hard for you to understand, then how about this? If it's not about the clothes, and clothes has nothing to do with sexual anything, sexually provocative, sexually suggestive HR terms for asking for it, why then do street prostitutes dress the way they dress? Why don't they dress in like slippers and some sweats and like an overall t-shirt or some shit? Hell, why don't they dress in a fucking burqa since clothes have nothing to do with it? That's all I'm going to say about the whole stop telling us how to dress thing, because dressing does have something to do with it. Just like how if I dress in a suit and tie, I'm going to look and get treated a lot differently than if I were to dress in vagrant's clothes, as if I've been wandering the street for 100 years, never took a shower or anything. Yeah? Okay. Um, teach men not to rape. The only thing I say to that, I'll be happy to go and tell men not to rape once women learn not to falsely accuse men of rape. Deal? Deal. All right, cool. Um, again, this 1 in 4, 1 in 5. The statistics that they quote, as I said, is mathematically wrong. It makes no sense from a mathematical standpoint. B, I guarantee you that if they did use some unbiased statistic or some statistic that just did like a head count, they spun it to make it seem like it's women getting raped by men, when in fact every single independent statistic, unbiased statistic that I've seen on rape does not say if it's man raping woman, man raping man, woman raping man. Yes, that does happen. Do some fucking research. I don't need to do any research on that because I've been through that. And woman raping woman. Not a single government or independent research breaks it down like that I've seen. And I've been asking for years for somebody to show me some that is broken down by that, and I have yet to see it. I have yet to see it. So it's bad enough the way rape is thrown around. This is a simple law of nature which economics has taken a monopoly on, but really applies to everywhere. When you flood the place with something, the quality, I guess, or not even quality, but the importance of it, the demand for it goes down. You can't go 5 minutes without some woman, feminist or not, talking about rape culture, something along that lines. As it stands right now, rape has become a funny thing. It's become a thing to joke and play around, to joke and play about. Rape is funny now. Why? Because feminists have made it funny. They have completely saturated the social market, the mental, social, I don't know, I'm about to make up a word here, socio-mental space, airspace. Okay, just made up a word on the fly. I don't know if that's a real word or not. Socio-mental, you know what I mean? Airspace with rape. Oh my God, rape. To the point where people like, okay, yeah, okay, you got raped. Hope you enjoyed it, because really it's just rough. I got into that. The whole physical versus mental aspects of rape. I got into that in the video as well. But maybe if they talked about it less, people would give a shit about it more. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Let's keep going. Be pretty. This is the next one they're gonna talk about. Be pretty.
So here's the tricky thing. Pretty, it's a compliment. But here's how this focus works to girls' detriment. Society teaching girls that our bodies, boobs, and butts are more important than our brains leads us to thinking our worth comes from our waistline. My aspirations in life should not be worrying about the shape of my ass. So fuck focusing on how I look and give me a book. The continued sexism, girls and women's stale face. Instead of cleaning these girls' mouths out with soap, maybe society should clean up its act. This is what a feminist looks like. Girls just want to have fun to mental rights. $5 from each shirt goes to kick-ass charities that are fighting every day to make the world more equal for women and girls. Yo, bro, when you tell a boy it's bad to act like a girl, it's because you think it's bad to be a girl. Fuck that. That's the shit. Fuckhate.com.
Okay. So as someone that does heavy weights in the gym, I have developed a body that, let's just say, I guess is quite appealing to women, even though it's nowhere near what I want it to be. It's quite appealing to women. One of those things is my ass. When you're squatting 5 by 5 of 405 pounds, just pseudo easily, you tend to develop a bit of an ass. And women seem to like that a bit too much. I have gotten more accidental brushes over and over again, accidental brushes from women on my ass than honestly even I'm going to admit to. And I'm sure there are other men that have gotten similar things, but um, you don't hear anything about stuff like that. Apparently, it's how women look. God, they're gonna. The cleaning ladies. Okay, so that video, that video is done. There's probably nothing else I could say about that. Now, these little, these women, I'm gonna just say women, at all of what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. These women are sitting here talking about ass and titties as though they have any. Some of them you can already tell just by the way by their body structure, that they're probably not going to have any ass or titties when they get older. Okay, they're probably not. But yet they are sitting here talking about something that they have not been alive collectively, much less individually, long enough on planet Earth to know shit about. 31 minutes. All right, 31 minutes for a 2-minute 35-second video. Okay, 31 plus minutes. Women are. How should I put this? To the ladies out there, feminists and all that, feminists or not, let me explain a little something to you on behalf of men, at least heterosexual men, heterosexual, masculine, manly men that don't try to pander to you to kiss your ass in hopes that you're going to give us some pussy, okay? The men that own their spine and balls. We don't give a fuck about your minds. As I've said millions of times before, and I'm sure the men have said it too, we can't fuck the shit. We can't kiss your intelligence. We can't kiss your degrees, touch your intelligence, or fuck the shit out of your personality. Okay? As it currently stands, women in the Western world, on average, obviously not all, but on average, have made themselves so unappealing, so intolerable, so worthless that the only thing that they are in fact good for is sex. And every single time I say this and people get up in arms, I always ask them a simple question: what do men and women need each other for? And they have yet to give me an answer to which I cannot refute. They have yet to give me one. Men have been proving since Adam and Eve that they can take care of themselves plus wife plus X number of kid or kids plural. Thanks to the technology that men have created, you're welcome, women. Women can now prove that they can do it all themselves, just like men have been doing it all themselves, minus the whole raising the kids thing. That has been a failed experiment, and nowhere more than in the black community, the black American community, is that a failed experiment. But women apparently can't seem to do that. From what I've come to understand, men make better single parents than women do. I don't know. So what do men and women need each other for, apart from sex? And as I've again talked about in that rape analysis video, once the, for lack of a better term, sex androids, the indistinguishable from humans in every form and fashion, become available, and they will be available because there's infinite amount of money to be made in that. We won't need women for sex either. We will have no need for women. Sorry about that. I got interrupted, but like I was saying, what do men and women need each other for? I've yet to get an answer to that. If you want to say for kids, well, what say you to the people that don't want to have kids, like myself? And then, of course, there's the whole fact that there's artificial wombs that are pretty much in beta stages. The only reason why they're not fully functional is because, not because they don't fully work, but because women's interest groups have essentially lobbied in Congress or lobbied in the government to say that they can't keep fetuses that have been artificially brought to bear longer than a week alive. I did a video about that way back. It's somewhere in the annals in the back somewhere of my video uh, pool. Artificial sperm has been here for a while now, so you know you can make sperm from the bone marrow of humans. Thank you, Japanese, for that one. So yeah, the whole kids thing, that's not gonna work. Artificial sperm, artificial womb, yeah. So then, saying all of that, bringing it back to this, sex is all we need you for. And I'm sorry, but for the vast majority of people, sex is a lot about visual. Now, in the case of men, what right do women have to tell men what they can or cannot like about women? I'm the one doing the liking. I walk into a store. The store cannot tell me what I can buy or should be interested in. No, I walk in, I pick what the fuck I want, I pay for it, I leave. I want a thin girl, preferably Asian, doesn't have to be, but you know, the Asian, cute face, ass, titties, hips, thighs, legs for days. Okay? And that's it. That's all that I want. If that's all that I want, that's what I want. Who's to say that I cannot have that, or that men can't have that if that's what they want? Would you complain the same amount if somebody only looked at your mind and never once paid attention to your body ever? No, probably not. I'm willing to bet left and right, not. You can say no now just to disagree, but anybody can, any and everybody can, and usually will say any and everything just to disagree. So, yeah, you wouldn't. How interesting it is that the people that are complaining about being valued for their body, more or less, are the people that don't have a body. How interesting it is that the girls at the end of this video, which I guess were supposed to be the girls when they grew up, were fat, ugly, out of shape. How interesting it is that they couldn't even find a muscled up guy or a boy that looks healthy to play the token feminist male there. They got some weak, sickly looking, fresh from fucking Bergen-Belsen, Auschwitz looking dude. Put him in pink, standard issue pink. And he's going off just as much as they are. With the theatrics, the hand waving, the neck rolling. Okay, look like he's doing some yoga, some fucking Dalsine yoga or some shit. How fucking interesting. You couldn't get a muscled up dude, but, you know, heterosexual looking dude. You couldn't get a hot girl with a nice body. No, you got fatness, you got ugly. And the funny thing about this is that if you just go to somewhere other, like say, I don't know, shit, Brazil or somewhere, and see what those girls look like, and see some, you'd realize it ain't shit going on here. Now, being pretty, or back to bringing that all back. You claim society is the one that's the problem, but yet I noticed that it's not society being blamed, it's men being blamed, even though men are only 50% of society. Last time I checked, women were also strong, smart, independent, and all that shit. Don't care what men think. You're doing it for yourselves. I dress this way for myself. Uh, I do this, do that for myself. So why the hell do you care what men think? If men only want pussy from you, if they only look at you because you got nice ass and titties, or because if you're choosing to wear that micro mini skirt and that push-up bra, you know, you're choosing to wear that shit, not wear any panties, go up some fucking escalator stairs or some shit. You're choosing to wear that, and men are choosing to look, which they have the freedom, free will, and right to do, and yet you complain. Nobody's forcing you to wear that. You have the choice, and you are choosing to wear stuff that is clearly sexually suggestive, sexually provocative, bringing attention to yourself. I guarantee you, if any man, be it some Thor-looking, muscle magazine-looking dude, or some fat, pasty slob, was to go around wearing skin-tight, or hell, maybe nothing, and maybe just a Speedo, women are gonna look. Either look and be like, yeah, let he not go in an area where there are no cameras or anybody, because I'll take that dick from him. Or they might look in disgust, be like, oh, fucking hell, I just lost my lunch for the last 5 days. Women are gonna look. No sexism there, no objectifying is called, no, nothing. How interesting it is that women, of which these 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old girls are, I guess they're women also, can't look at them like women, can't want to do some stuff with them like women, but they're apparently women nonetheless. Okay. They complain about being looked at for their bodies only, but yet their bodies are the only thing that they display. Why don't you show something else? First off, stop trying to tell people what they can like or can't like, what they can want or can't want. Hey, if I want a dumb bitch that has big ass, big titties, real or fake, wide hips, a vice grip tight pussy, and a cute face, who are you to judge? No hate. It's my choice. And all that shit. Right? Sounds to me like you're, I don't know, hot shaming, in shape shaming, uh, my choice shaming, X fill in the fucking, X variable fill in the blank shaming. Just take anything, add shaming to it, and you're good to go. That's pretty much how that works. What right do you have to do, what right do you have to tell me or tell men what they can or can't want? How interesting it is that women complain about how they're only looked at for their bodies, but they don't recognize how men are mainly, if not only, looked at for their wallets, for how much power they have, for, or hell, in the case of many men also, myself included, my body, okay? Trust me, I'm getting a hell of a lot more attention from women now that I've been hitting the gym, lifting heavy ass weights for, what now, a year and 10 plus months, than I was before. You think any of those dudes that are on Muscle Magazine and like Fitness Magazine and shit, you think that women aren't sexually objectifying them as well? But you hear nothing of it. As I said earlier, since when did women care what men think? Society is made up of men and women. Apparently the problem is society, but yet only men are being blamed. But yet, it's really simple with men. I think I speak for most, if not all, heterosexual men when I say, at the end of the day, if everything else gets stripped away, all the conversation, all the intelligent friendship and all that shit, It comes down to three things, 3-point base. Food, sex, silence. Feed me, fuck me, shut the fuck up. Do those three things and you will have no problem with men, or with whatever man you're with. Do any and everything but those three things and see if he doesn't cheat and or leave. Probably both. Everything else is just leaves on the trees. So that's all men want from women. Food, sex, silence. Feed us, fuck us, shut the fuck up. All this extra shit, that's all you. And that's all other women putting that pressure on you. That's not men. And you know what, to tell God, the God honest truth, in today's day and age, food, I cook myself, and there's no shortage of places around here that I can just pay. Subway's walking distance, so is a Chinese restaurant. Right? Silence, you best believe I get silence in my room whenever I don't have any girls over. Sex, that is your saving grace. That is the one thing linking men to women. Once that's gone, shit. Right? It's crazy. It's crazy. But yet, they even said it in the video. It's a compliment when you tell us we're pretty. Okay. And even though it's a compliment and they acknowledge that it is supposed to be a compliment, somehow they manage to turn it around to be some sort of grave insult to which they need to go and socially castrate men. Even though it's society doing this, which also thereby means that other women are putting this pressure on women. Men, we just want pussy from you. That's it. I mean, we're off doing our own thing. We're off, I don't know, shit, being engineers while you all are being fucking women's studies majors. We're the ones. Yeah. Congratulations, ladies. The technology that you used to put this shit up here was made mostly, if not, was invented by men. 100% by men. But the literal programming and everything, apart from being invented by men, was more than likely brought to you for you to have ability to get, mostly, if not completely, by men as well. The camera you use to record it, the computer you use to put it on the internet itself, the website of which this video has gone viral, all of it done by men. That's the thing that gets me to no end. They sit here and complain. Women complain so much. I'm gonna try to wrap this up. With this last point, but the whole thing on being pretty, I don't exactly see ugly men being praised over good-looking men, over what is, I guess, societally termed as good-looking men. I don't. You know, in the past 7-day span, I can't count the amount of women, from girls that have, from like grossly underage girls that have no business telling me how good I look. I think she was like 11 or some shit. Right up to 80-year-old women telling me I look at 11-year-old girl, you're fucking hot. All the way through to 80-year-old or 80-some-year-old, oh, you're so handsome. My granddaughter would probably like to meet you or some shit. I don't even know how that conversation started. I think we were just talking about that. I forgot what the hell we're talking about. Yeah, but anyway, did I go and take that as some kind of, oh my god, matriarchy, oh my god, rape, creep, perv, sexual harassment, misandry, get away from me, rapist? No. 80-year-old woman thinks I'm handsome, nice, awesome, yeah. Send your granddaughter my way, thanks, yes, do that please. 11-year-old girl thinks I'm fucking hot, alright, cool. Here's my number. When it's 12 o'clock midnight on your 18th birthday, call me so I can so that you can feel the grip of this beast, right? That's all. That's it. Now, I'll close with this. I don't understand what exactly is women's problem or women via or not feminist problem. Mainly because women in the Western world have the most amount of free. I've said this before. Women in the Western world have the most amount of freedoms of any woman on the planet today and on the planet throughout history, including Western women of the past. Yet they do the most amount of bitching, whining, complaining, and it amazes me to no end. No end. And these are women that are supposed to be oh so strong and independent, really? Smart, strong, smart, and independent? The only reason why anybody knows what's going on with men right now is because we decided to tell you. Of course, you're not really even listening to us, but the situation going over in Japan right now, where they can't seem to get men to be interested in women, can't seem to get men to fuck women enough to even keep the population going. Okay? The men going their own way, that movement, group, realm, okay? And all of those different things. The only reason why anybody even knows about it is because, okay, you're asked what's going on with men, and we're telling you. But really, we could have just moved in silence, just said, screw it, we're not going to ask anything, we're just going to stop. The Japanese men, they didn't ask anything, they just stopped. And everybody's like, oh my god, what the hell happened? What's going on? What's wrong? They just stopped. They didn't sit here and whine and complain and do all that stuff like what feminists do and what these girls are doing. They just stopped. Shit's not going the way we want it. Boom, we're going to end it. It's my story, we're going to end it right here. It's going to go the way I want, or we're ending it right here. It's amazing, right? The most amount of freedoms, rights, and everything, and yet they do the most amount of bitching. There are women on the planet right now, and no, not in the Middle East. There are other places. I could get in on the Middle East and how that's been a huge lie as far as women and oppression for the most part. And if anything, I could actually have a Middle Eastern girl that used to live in the Middle East up until about 8 months ago, right here, sitting right next to me recording. Zainab, yeah, I'm talking to you. I know she's going to see this video. It's crazy. There's nothing stopping women from taking the hard jobs, the engineering jobs, the bullshit hard jobs that pay a lot of money but are fucking a detriment to your overall well-being as far as mentally, maybe even physically or whatever. There's nothing stopping them from doing it. They don't want to. There's nothing stopping every woman right now that's majoring in women's studies, in business, in sociology, in early childhood development, to stop that and go into, I don't know, electrical engineering, chemical engineering, genetic engineering, not social engineering, I don't know, bioengineering, whatever. Some sort of engineering, right? Going into a trade, I don't know, learn how to fix cars. Something of consequence, something of value. Nothing stopping them from doing that. Why don't they? Because they have a choice. Women have a choice in today's day and age, and they are choosing not to. Well, you know what? My car needs some O2 sensors. Well, actually, no, I did put in the O2 sensors. My car needed, what the fuck was it? Recently, the radiator and the starter put in. Some bitch that has gone to, I don't know, Lincoln Tech or just wherever, and studied up how to fix cars, done that dirty, gritty job, she's going to be of more value to me, and she's going to get my money over some women's studies major, over some psychology major, over some history, English, early childhood development, some hyphenated studies, you know. Sorry. The woman that can build a fucking processor, she's gonna get more of my money than some woman that, I don't know, is a journalist major. I don't know. Theater major. I don't know. You know? I can tell you right now, making processors, the actual hardware chip processors, that shit is not fun. It's not glamorous. I'm sure those people make fucking money though. I mean, the level of fucking engineering that's gonna need of computer engineering that's gonna be needed for that shit. God damn. You get my point. And finally, because if you haven't gotten it by now, I'm sure this thing is probably over an hour long. If you haven't gotten it by now, you're not gonna get it. Realize that feminists and just women in general, but feminism specifically, feminists specifically, they have turned this into a joke. They've turned women's oppression, which is not really oppression at all. How the hell are you oppressed when you make up what, 65 to 85% of the consumption in the Western world? How are you oppressed when you have all these social rules in your favor? Jay-Z and Solange, that incident, Ray Rice and his wife, that incident, huh? Same exact incident, two completely different outcomes. Both times the men lost. One time the man just sat there and took it, even though you had a bodyguard right there, plus the bitch's sister right there. Nobody decided to stop her. He ended up getting assaulted and spit on. The other incident, there was nobody there, so he defended himself from some bitch that was lunging at him. And in both situations, the men got screwed. Got socially fucking hung. Social rules protected the women and essentially gave them a free fucking pass because they have a pussy. How is that oppression? Selective service. Do you even know what the hell that is? Of course you don't. Well, of course you bitches won't because you're fucking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But do women even know what the hell that is? No, of course you don't, because you didn't have to. At 18 years old, every man has to, by law, sign up for what? For selective service, which in fact is essentially a draft in the dormant stage. Something I had to sign up for, and I'm not even a fucking US citizen. But yet I still had to sign up to die for this country, or else I don't get a driver's license, I can be jailed, I can be will be jailed, will be fined, can't get any aid for college, amongst probably some other stuff. I hear no feminists complaining about that. I hear no group, nothing, no bras and panties being burned. National Organization of Women, they seem to be giving no fuck about that. Sexist inequality favors women. It's okay. Men to this day and age are still expected by a society made up of men and women, but mainly enforced by women, because the men like me that go their own path are few and far between compared to the vast majority of men that pretty much just do whatever the hell women want in hopes that they will be on the inside track for some pussy. So essentially it's women that are running society right now, and yet they're still complaining. I'm surprised these bitches didn't talk about like women in the presidency, because I'd have just gone off. The only reason why we haven't had a woman president is because women didn't put them in there. If every single male on the planet, in the US was to say fuck whichever skirt tries to go into the office, can't let any vagina get her hands on the fucking codes, right? and every single woman said, yes, we are behind whichever woman, fuck whoever, it doesn't matter. It could be Sarah fucking Palin. As long as it's a female, as long as we get a vagina in there, we're backing it. If every single man said voted against the woman running and every woman voted for the woman running, no matter how you break it down, individual votes, collegiate votes, super collegiate, mega, giga, terra collegiate, whatever the hell you want to call it, if every single woman voted for the woman and every single man voted against the woman would get in the presidency. So that is the only reason why we do not have a female president or have not had a female president is because of women. Men have nothing to do with that. So I'm surprised they didn't somehow try to blame that on the patriarchy or rape or creep or perv or sexual harassment or misogyny or some shit. Yeah. Feminists have turned every single thing that is supposedly a concern of women into a joke. Rape is now a funny thing. Rape is not taken seriously any at all because they have so flooded the fucking landscape with it to the point where it's like, okay, rape, alright, fine. Yes, there's murders out here too. There's arsons and thefts and all. Okay, fine, yes, okay. Whatever, okay, rape, yeah, whatever. As far as biology and nature is concerned, rape is just some nice rough sex, so it's like, whatever, alright, fuck it. The pay gap thing, that's been disproven ad infinitum. As far as being valued for your bodies, you know what? As Girl Right Watts said, and I'm paraphrasing here, I'd rather be something that's valued, even if it's just for my body, than something that's not. In the case of men that have to go to war to be cannon fodder, while the women get to stay home. And that is happening in today's day and age as well. Okay? Don't believe me? Count up how many men are coming home maimed or in body bags and tell me why women aren't coming home in proportionate numbers. I never said equal numbers, obviously. I said proportionate numbers. Why aren't women coming home in proportionate numbers to those men? Feel free to go and watch my video from Yuri Brezmanov. I think that's his name. Yuri, I hope I got his last name right. That was from like 1981. It's from the 80s. It was either early or late 80s. And everything he says about subversion, about everything, is playing out right here. As for women, congratulations, you are looking at the future bitches that are going to be asking, where are the real men? Keep in mind that they're going to have the pussy whip beta orbiting or the maybe closet twink male feminists right beside them, but they're going to be asking, where are the real men? And you want to know what they really mean? Where are the men like, I don't know, me, or if that sounds too arrogant or pompous or whatever the fuck, men that have their spine and balls, men that will verbally, mentally, if not hell, who knows, maybe even fucking physically slap them and put them in their fucking place. Men that'll actually get in that ass. Men that'll tell them to sit down and shut up, to go make them a fucking sandwich, to go suck them off, get on your back, spread it, shut up. You know? Those dominant men, as opposed to the pussy whipped, ask permission to hold your hand, ask permission to kiss you, ask permission to change positions in sex if you even get that far. Those kind of men, right? And that's all the men that they're going to have. And the more dominant, alpha male, masculine men are going to be gone. And they're going to be the ones asking, where are the real men? Where are they? I mean, fuck. Japanese women are asking that, and my God, Japanese women did not do shit. Feminism has not hit Japan. Okay, so they have not done shit to deserve what the hell is going on with their men over there. And yet it's still happening. So God helps the women in the Western world. Anyway, it is 6:11 p.m. I need to go and get clean. 12-hour shift sitting in front of a computer, making the internet safe for one and all. So, yeah. This is probably like an hour and 20 minutes long for a 2-minute and 35-second video. Whatever. You women just don't get it. And you just won't get it until it is way past too late. And I say that as if it hasn't already reached that point and long since reached way past too late, but whatever. Have a nice night.